Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. As I sit here with my co-host, and not just my co-host, one of my best friends is Ron Wong. And Ron, I know that as your many travels on the Kentucky Lake and other places up in that area.
Love that
You see
area.
a few birds up there, don't you?
See, absolutely. It's Kentucky Lake, Barkley Lake, land between the lakes.
Yeah.
There's so much for everybody, for anybody that likes the outdoors. And I have to tell you, one of the things that I admire is what you can see.
Yeah, you can
just
see.
Being in there, and you don't have to be in a boat. You can be driving around, talk about lots of eagles, lots of different kinds of ducks, lots of wildlife.
300 species of birds, 200 of these species gather in the winter during the regular migration.
Wow.
And there's a big event coming up. It's already the third annual. Seemed like I just talked about the first recently. It's the Wings of Winter Birding Festival at one of our favorite places up there, and that's the Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge. And we've got the privilege to have, as she has been on the show many times, is Joan Howe. She's a refuge ranger, more than 20 years. Good morning, Joan.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing great. Let's talk about this event because it's really, from day one, you guys came up with the idea. It has grown every year. So let's talk. It's January 24th through 26th, so let's talk about it.
Well, I totally agree with you guys. You know, this Kentucky Lake, Barkley Lake area is totally known for hunting and great fishing and wildlife observation. But one of the things I want to highlight is it is a fantastic place to go bird watching.
Yes.
To look at birds.
Yes.
And the reason for that is, number one, the two lakes are very close together, but there are so many public lands that are so close together. There's two national wildlife refuges, several state parks, U.S. Forest Service land, Park Service land. I mean, there is all kinds of lands very close together, so it's a great place where we can highlight and showcase this amazing array of birds there. And nationwide, people are really looking birds more and more every year. It's a sport that is just skyrocketing as far as recreational uses of what people do outside. So we want to highlight this area to say, hey, come look at us. This is a great place to come birding. And you are right. Over 316 different species of birds are found right on this refuge alone.
Wow.
And that is in a state that only has 411 species of birds. So
wow.
if you take in Land Between the Lakes and Donaldson and Paris Landing State Park and all these other ones, I mean, we have a extreme diversity of birds. And when we are really rocking and rolling with what to see outside and wildlife-wise, that's in the middle of winter. People don't think about it, but the middle of winter is when we have just got to pack in here with stuff to see.
The migration is on, and as you noticed, I didn't notice it, but I said the word wow, and then Ron came right around. He said the word wow, and Wings of Winter.
That's right.
Is
That's
wow.
Right.
That's a WOW right there.
Yeah.
So it.
Yes, it is.
I didn't even notice that till we said that.
What's so great, I've noticed, Joan, is that you have different trips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Set up, or guided trips, depending on what kind of birds you are wanting to really look at. And that's so awesome. Tell our listeners some of those trips that you guys are offering.
Okay. So what we have is kind of a smorgasbord of field trips, we call them, and every single one of them has expert birding guides to them, and some are tailored to I've never been birding before in my life. I just want to go
beginning birding. That's
yes.
what I like.
Some are for the intermediate bird. I know some of them, but I'd like to get better. And then some of them are for the advanced birders. You know, I'm looking for that life list bird there. So some of those, for instance, we have also brought in some fantastic speakers
I see
and
that.
guides.
Yeah. Yes.
Scott Weidensaul is internationally known for his expertise with owls. He goes to birding festivals all over the country, and he is coming here to lead some of our field trips.
Folks, this is this is a big man, a Pulitzer Prize finalist.
Exactly right.
A naturalist,
exactly right.
ornithologist, an author.
Goes all over the world, really, to talk about
How did
this.
you get Scott there? How did you get...
Well, we happen to have one of our planners was good friends with him, so...
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm just saying, folks, this is a wow event.
It is a wow event. So he is going to be he is leading 3 different excursions. He is also doing the Saturday night keynote speaking there. We also have another gentleman who portrays a lot of people from history like Charles Darwin and John James Audubon.
Fox Ellis. I've seen Fox
Brian
Ellis.
Fox Ellis.
Yes.
And he is coming on Friday night. He'll be Charles Darwin for a program, but he is also leading birding trips as John James Audubon.
Now, folks, you hear this. This is January 24th through 22nd. You got to get on this thing. I know we're going to give some dates and everything else to go along with this, but that's actually why I wanted Joan on before Christmas. You plan ahead for this because you're getting Scott Wendelsold. Plus you're getting Fox Ellis as John James Audubon acting as your guide.
That's right.
Now, where can you go for that? That's he's going to. Bird is the word. I love that. That's what he's calling it.
Well, that's a different one. That's actually a journaling and poetry workshop that he is also leading in addition there.
Okay.
And again, Friday night, all of them together will be on our it's almost like an excursion yacht. It's a double-decker glass-heated boat that will go up and down the lake.
Really?
And 20 to 30 bald eagles you'll get to see, and they'll be portraying, they'll be guiding all of that, and there's still plenty of room for everybody. But you need to pay attention to this. January 1st is the deadline for registration. So,
and you have limited space here.
Limited space.
What are we talking about? How many people? What are we talking
about? Well, we are hoping to have 200, and we have like 125 now. So, hey, we got 75 spots. Still,
so we've got
plenty of space.
I am telling someone,
but I wouldn't wait. I would get on this to get your spot on there, and you can register at this website, friendstnwr.org/Wings of Winter.
We're going to have this on lroutdoors.com. All this information will be posted on there. And the cost, Joan?
Well, it's $30 for the registration fee, and then each field trip, if it's an all-day field trip, which lunch is included, it's $25. And then if it's a half-day field trip, it's $25.
What a great Christmas present.
Christmas gift. Don't give us something. Give an experience.
Give an experience on this event. And she said January 1st is the cutoff. So I know the Friends of the Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge, that's the spearhead of all the group, but you do have other people involved, right?
Yes, our partners are just also kind of an impressive array. We have, of course, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the U.S. Forest Service, TVA, the National Park Service. We have Tennessee Ornithological Society, Kentucky Ornithological Society, the Tennessee State Parks. Chambers. We've got just a bunch of people that have come together to put the best birding festival in the United States right here in West Tennessee.
Now, that's so awesome.
You've been at this position for more than 20 years. Mm-hmm. When we started this thing 3 years ago, are we blowing our minds here in 3 years?
Yeah, I'll tell you, in the 20 years that I've been here, this is one of the most exciting things that I have done on my
I thought
job.
It was,
is putting this festival together and getting that many partners to say, come on, let's do this, and let's put together a great thing. So,
well, I think you've done it.
And very cheaply.
Yeah, very cheaply, and just to having Scott on there, because I went back and looked. Peterson's Reference Guide to Owls of North America and the Caribbean. This guy knows owls.
Yes.
Very
owl-focused program will be Saturday night.
Oh, golly, I have a chance to do all this. And again, that website is friendstnwr.org/Wings of Winter. And
if you're a photographer, what a great experience.
Yeah, they allow cameras
in
there. They're going to let you have cameras.
Well, that would be great for people, that that are into photography as a hobby.
And there's so much around that area.
Yeah.
And as she mentioned in the press release I read, the Civil War battlefields. Of course,
Right.
Fort Donelson is right across
Yep.
there. The bald eagles.
Yeah.
That's one of the field trips is you get to go to the Civil War battlefield and look at birds.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and then there's another one that's like bird banding. You get to actually band birds, catch them and band birds.
Come on.
With an expert. Yeah, so
That's
we've
cool.
got all kinds of field trips. So yeah, just come check it out because it's a very unique thing.
it is. You have January the 1st is that registration deadline. Got about 75 spaces open, limited to 200 because if you get 4,000, I mean, you'd have to put them all in one canoe or one kayak. I mean, this is really a. It's like winning a bonanza here. I mean,
Yeah.
because you have a chance to do all these things at those prices. Joan, thank you very much for talking with us. We'll be publicizing this and putting the word out about it.
Wonderful.
It's January 24th through the 26th at the Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge right there in Springfield, right out of our great Paris, Tennessee, in the Kentucky Lake area. And you can find out all information again at friendstnwr.org. Wings of Winter. Thank you, Joan Howe.
Thanks
We
a lot,
appreciate you. Okay.
Uh-huh.
We'll stay in touch. All right.
right.
Thank you. All right. Joan Howe. Wow, that's a big event, and I wanted to get it in plenty of time, so you need to make a reservation. I know we have some folks out there that love to travel, and this is a 3-day event, so you have a chance to stay in that area. It's a big economic impact.
Absolutely,
to
and
the area.
and I hate to say this already,
You know, we've been to that.
but Patty's is up back open.
Yes, it is. Patty says, I know you bring that up there. But, you know, we've been there with the Tennessee Outdoor Riders. We had a chance to go visit that center, that beautiful
Right.
that they have. It's just amazing right there. So, but, yes, Patty's is open. All right, we almost made it through the segment without food, but Ron brought it in, and I've already had people say that. All right, let's take a break now. We're going to try to hook up with John Gordon down in Texas if we can, but if you're not, you're going to learn a lot because Ron's going to talk winter fishing if you can't get John. We'll be right back.